talk to you a little bit about why I'm running. I started this homeless coalition, like Josh said, it's called SELA. And we started going out and doing outreach in the part of the city where I live. I live in Silver Lake, but the coalition serves a huge area stretching from Los Feliz, all the communities down the river, Silver Lake, all the way down to Cypress Park. And we go out and we meet with people experiencing homelessness. And we talk to them, we get to know them, and we were trying to get help for them. We were trying to get them access to things like a case manager so that they could start their paperwork to get off the streets. We tried to help a woman who was pregnant get a motel room. We tried to help someone who wanted to get into rehab, get into rehab. And as we were doing this work, we found that it was incredibly difficult. We found that once people were experiencing homelessness in Los Angeles, it was incredibly difficult to stop being homeless in Los Angeles. And in fact, the whole area that SELA covered, there was not a single, and there continues not to be, a single walk-in shelter bed. There's not a case manager you can walk in and talk to when you need help. There's not a person that you can talk to when you're having a mental health crisis so that you can get the help that you need. There's not a shower that you can walk into. Well, there is now, thanks to our work. There's not a shower, there wasn't a bathroom that you could go to. There wasn't a place that you were welcomed in the entire region of the city that we were serving. And I thought to myself as I was looking at this system, it is so hard to get off the streets once you're experiencing homelessness. This is not a system that you design when you want to help people get off of the street. Yes. This is a system that you design when you don't care. Yes. And that is what has become clear as I have looked at what this city has provided for us. Because yes, homelessness is really bad. It's gone up by 10,000 people in the last 4 years alone. 1,000 people died on the streets of Los Angeles last year, more than 3 a day. And that is absurd. The life expectancy for a woman who's living on the street is 48 years old in the city of Los Angeles. It's absurd. And they are, for the most part, they're working people, they're people of color, they're immigrants, they're young people, they're creatives, they're all of you in this room. We can't afford to live here anymore. And the reason why this makes me so angry, I'm an urban planner by training. I've thought about things from the lens of the city for so many years. I've worked in cities my whole career. And it makes me so angry because in Los Angeles, our city council has the power to do so much. And as they've watched this crisis unfold, they've done nothing over and over again. So our rents have gone up by 65% over the last decade, and our wages have not kept up with that, and they've done nothing. We've had 30,000 evictions a year in the city of Los Angeles, 500,000 over an 8-year period in LA County, and they did nothing. We have a lot of new housing being built, and the kind of housing that's being built is incredibly expensive. It's $4,000, $5,000 units. Almost all of the new housing that's being built is unaffordable for most of the people who desperately need housing in Los Angeles. And our city council could have done so much to prevent all of this. They could have been providing rental assistance to people who are in danger of eviction. Most people who are facing eviction need $600 to keep them in their house. They couldn't provide them that. If you're facing eviction and you get access to a free lawyer, you stay in your home 84% of the time. We don't have that. If you can build the kind of housing that people can actually afford, people can actually stay here. They haven't done that, even though City Council controls everything that is built and not built in this city. And over again, oh, and by the way, City Council controls rents in 80% of apartments in Los Angeles through the rent stabilization ordinance. They could have seen a massive housing and homelessness crisis that has unfolded terribly in front of our eyes over the last 4 years. And they could have said, we need a rent freeze until we can get out of this crisis. But they chose not to do that.
That ain't right!
New York did that. Berlin did that. Los Angeles didn't do that. And the reason they didn't do that, the only reason that I can come up with is that they don't care. And I started off this campaign because I wanted people to get involved in municipal politics. We haven't had a lot of people voting in municipal elections in LA before. Voter turnout in municipal elections has been terrible. And so I thought, okay, let's run this campaign, let's try and do something new. Let's get people who've never voted before in a municipal race to get educated, to get involved, to come out and canvass, to learn about the issues, to learn about the power of City Council, and to push City Council to make the kinds of changes that we know that they can make, right? caring is not enough. I want all of you to get angry. Frankly, what is happening in Los Angeles is bullshit.
Yes.
And we deserve better than this. We deserve a Los Angeles that protects people who fall into homelessness and gives them a path into housing. We deserve a Los Angeles that makes sure that people who live here can stay here, and that if they're in danger of eviction, that they get all the resources they need to stay in their homes. We need a Los Angeles that's building the kind of housing that we so desperately need. We need a Los Angeles that welcomes all of us, that welcomes working people, that welcomes creative people. We want a Los Angeles that allows us to live here, to make art here, to build here, to build the city that we know that we deserve here. And I just wanted to say that I'm doing this because I know that we deserve better than what we have today. And I know that you all feel that too. And we have an incredible opportunity ahead of us in this election. So for the first time in LA history, our municipal elections are coinciding with our federal elections. Which means all the people who are angry about Trump, which is everybody here, are all going to be out at the polls voting. And that means that they get to also participate by default in our municipal elections. So we just have to let them know that they have a choice, that they have an option today to build a better Los Angeles. And all we have to do is work together to make sure that they take that option.